Listen, sonny boy. I've been to court more often than you've had hot breakfast. I know what happens. And I'm not going to let you get away with anything.
What's got into you?
Look, don't get me wrong. I like you. I really do.
Then come out with me tonight. Forget about your hair. It looks great. It's wonderful.
No, Jim, I can't. Maybe another time. Why don't you see a doctor?
No.
Look, I can't do anything in here, but ethically, as a medical practitioner, I have to make your state of health known, so you can have some help.
You tell anyone what you know and you'll be worrying about your state of health.
Do you really know what's wrong with you?
My mother had it. And her sister. Yeah, I know what's wrong with me. And I know you doctors have a lot of fancy names for it. Carcinoma, melanoma. It all boils down to the same thing, though, doesn't it? Cancer.
All I'm saying is, if you don't get treatment
soon... I don't want to
soon...
hear it. I'm sick of you poking your nose in where it's not wanted. This is my life, and nobody's going to tell me how to live or die. Nobody!
What the hell's going on here? They can hear you all the way over at Pentridge.
The same thing goes for you. I'm sick of being used up by you. You're like a leech.
Just a minute, Bea. That's not true. You know I've never used you.
But you're doing it now, don't you see? You're always pushing me and pulling me apart, always pushing me. I'm getting sick of it, you understand? I'm getting sick.
Oh, Bea! Oh, my God.
Oh, get her off the bed.
Leave her alone. She's my friend. I'll handle her. Listen, whose friend are you anyway?
Friends don't necessarily come into it. She's sick. She needs help.
Listen, you're a doctor. Why don't you do something?
I'm also a prisoner, remember? I've tried to tell her, but she refuses to have any medical treatment.
Well, how bad is she?
Well, I can't be certain, but if I'm...
Listen, I hope you're on the level. I've always done what Bea wanted in the past. But this time, she's going to have to do what we want, whether she likes it or not.
No, well, this will have to be transferred.
Hello?
All right, we've done.
Oh, Meg, welcome back. Well, thank you. Never thought the old place would look so good. Hello, Colleen?
Morning. How's the uniform feel after all this time?
Oh, a little strange, but I'll get used to it. It is good to be back.
Yes, well, we're all glad to have you back. Janet, I think you better file these. It's getting a bit cluttered here.
Oh, I'll do it.
No. Junior officer's job, Meg. I guess you'll have to get used to the routine again. Lots of things have changed in your absence.
Well, Mrs. Davidson's certainly going to be pleased to have you back. Well, she already knows. I spoke to her on the phone last night. She did seem very pleased.
Well, we all are.
Well, I'd better get organised. From memory, things will start getting fairly hectic soon.
Oh, that much hasn't changed. But look, there's still time to have a cup of coffee, you know, to celebrate your first day back.
Oh, good idea. What about you, Colleen?
No, Meg. Got too much to do. Work's piling up. Someone's got to do it.
What's up with you this morning? You look like death warmed up.
Sorry, I was just wondering what to do about Bea.
Smith? What's she been up to? Not heavy you, is she?
Don't think she could, even if she wanted to. She's ill.
Yeah, well, I knew she wasn't feeling 100%. She'd be pushing me into line if she was. Probably some war going round.
You don't understand, Sammy. She's really ill. Could even be fatal, and well, she just refuses to do anything about it.
Hell, you're not having me on, are you?
If my diagnosis is correct, Bea has very little time left.
Then, I guess it's about time I made my move.
What?
I'll have to take over as top dog officially.
How could you be so callous? That woman may be dying.
I've got nothing against Smith. She got to be where she was because she had what it takes. But she doesn't have it anymore. And someone's got to take over or else the screws will start thinking they're running the joint.
But you can't.
If I don't, who else? Bryant? Burns? The place would be a shambles in no time. Grow up, Kate. This isn't the ladies' auxiliary. Between us, we've got to do 37 years in this joint, and someone's got to be in charge. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Oh, I suppose so. Just doesn't seem right.
Nobody said it was right. It's just a cold, cruel fact of life.
Come in.
If you're not too busy, these need your signature, they're requisition orders.
Just dump them down the desk there, will you, Janet? Come in. Sit down. I want to talk to you. I need a break from all this.
No, look, I have to go back to work. Would you just sign them, please?
Look, Janet, Mrs. Davidson will be back tomorrow. I'll be back in uniform. We'll be seeing a lot of each other. On duty, I mean. And I was wondering how you felt about all that.
Well, I suppose things will sort themselves out. They'll have to, won't they?
I'd like to know what I've done to offend you.
Look, you didn't offend me. How could you?
Then why the cold shoulder treatment?
Well, it's not you, it's me. Please, just try and understand.
Understand what?
Well, I need time to sort myself out. Just try and be patient.
Well, it'd help if I knew what I was being patient for.
I don't know. Just have to wait and see. Well, you don't look too happy, Doreen. What's the matter?
Oh, nothing really. I suppose this place, I reckon I need a change.
Cheer up. I've got a surprise for you.
What's this?
It's an entry form for that art competition I told you about. Well, you hadn't forgotten.
No, but I thought you had. It's ages since we talked about it.
Well, I had to find out whether you're eligible or not.
Oh, heck, I don't know. I don't think I'm up to this, Miss Conway. I mean, it's one thing doodling on pieces of paper, but there's going to be real good artists in this, and I don't think I'm in the same league as them.
Oh, nonsense, Doreen. I've seen what you can do. Now, all you've got to do is have faith in yourself. You won't be embarrassed, I promise you.
Yeah, well, I have been practicing drawing a whole lot. You reckon I got a chance?
Good chance.
Well, I've been reading about that Italian painter, you know, Michael Thingamabob.
Michelangelo.
Oh, yeah, him. Well, if I end up as good as him, do you reckon they'll let me paint the laundry ceiling?
Hi, Mrs. Powell. Have you seen Mrs. Morris around? I haven't had a chance to welcome her back yet.
Not you as well. Hasn't she got this place in a flap? I'll be glad when Mrs. Davidson gets back. At least then things may return to normal. This place has been like a madhouse lately.
Really? I haven't noticed anything.
Nothing personal, Jim. I think you've done very well, considering. But let's face it. You don't have Mrs. Davidson's experience, do you?
Thanks. That's all I need.
Reckon this is the take-on. She's gone and given all the best jobs to her mates. Look at them.
You know what they say? The devil takes care of his own.
Well, you should know.
Come on now, Sandy. Fair's fair.
I don't know what you're moaning about. I've kept you away from the dryer so as your clockwork ticker doesn't play up, haven't I?
How'd you find out about that?
Shut up, Bev.
Well, you've got a nice cushy job, haven't you?
I really don't care what job I do.
Good. Let's swap.
But then I don't make the decisions around here.
Anyone want a smoke? Rita. Here, I'll keep the packet. I got plenty more.
She's got cigarettes coming out of her ears, Jude, and they've all got cupboards full of stuff. I've seen it. Do you reckon they're nicking it?
No, I don't think that's her style. I wouldn't be surprised if she has someone smuggling it in for her.
Yeah, half her luck.
Hey, you two. What's all the mumbling about?
Nothing much. I was just saying that I thought you were pretty free with your favours.
Well, I have to look after me girls, don't I?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Since you two are so keen on going it alone, why don't you pull your fingers out and get back to work? Well, end of round one. Round two in the dining room.
What's up? I just forgot something. You go on ahead, will you?
Okay, I'll save a place in the queue for you, but don't be long.
Judy, I've got to talk to you.
Are you kidding? What if she comes back and
It's
finds us?
important. It's about B.
Don't do it, Jude. She's just spying on us.
You go along. I'll catch up with you later.
Nobody tells me nothing around here.
Now, what's this about B?
Well, I was going to ask you about that. Have you persuaded her to go to hospital yet?
Well, I haven't seen her since this morning.
Look, we're losing precious time.
We'll both just have to tackle her over lunch.
Are you kidding? With all those big ears flapping about in there, it'll be all over the place in no time.
All right, well, I'll leave it to you then. But, Judy, if she doesn't get treatment soon, she's finished. Just make sure she understands that, will you? Bryant, where do you think you're going? You're supposed to be in the dining room.
I'm just going to my cell for a hanky, Mrs. Powell.
Well, hurry up then. No, better still, I'll come with you, just to make sure.
Bloody incredible, isn't it? Queen bee over there on her own, a friend in the world. Looks like everyone's flown the coop.
I think company's the last thing she wants. She must be in terrible pain.
How terrible.
Unbearable for anybody but her.
She sure got guts. Wish I'd known her in the old days. She must have really been something.
Over here, Jude.
Listen, if that pain's so bad, why doesn't she take a few aspirins or something?
It's gone too far for that. She needs some strong analgesics and, well, they have to be prescribed.
Like what?
Oh, something with a strong anaesthetizing effect. Pethidine, maybe, or morphine.
Wow, that's pretty heavy stuff. But they have that here at Wentworth.
Oh, yes, I imagine so, in the hospital.
Under lock and key, I suppose.
Yes, I don't see... Now, just a minute, Sammy. You're not thinking of stealing them.
What a nasty, suspicious mind you have, Dr. Peterson.
Now, hang on. I couldn't allow that. And apart from the trouble you'd be in, I couldn't possibly sanction the illegal use of drugs.
Bee's got to have those painkillers, hasn't she? Well, hasn't she? Then you just tell me what they look like and let me worry about the rest.
Oh, Jim.
Ah, there you are. I've been trying to catch up with you, but I'm afraid it's been one of those days.
So we'll go at the top, Jim.
Watch it. I'm still acting governor, at least until tomorrow.
Do I detect a note of regret?
Well, I'm only human after all. Anyway, welcome back. Everyone's glad to see you.
Almost everyone.
Who? Colleen Powell?
Yes. I just can't understand it. We used to get on quite well.
Ah, yes, but things are different now. You know, I think she sees you as a threat to her permanent promotion. I think she rather resents you.
Me?
Yep.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I mean, I know I'm a senior, but I'm virtually starting from scratch again.
Ah, yes, but you've got your record to fall back on. Now, she knows she can never match that. You know what Colleen's like once she gets a B into her.
Hello, you two. Busy, I see.
Colleen, join us for a coffee.
No, thanks. I'm off to lunch. Just came in from a purse.
So, you've got no problems, have you? I mean, nothing that you can't cope with.
No, everyone's been most helpful.
Damn.
What's the matter?
My purse. It's been stolen.
Surely not. Perhaps you just left it somewhere. I've done that
Oh,
myself.
there's nothing wrong with my memory.
All I
I know
meant...
perfectly well where I left it. Somebody's taken it.
Well, have you searched your locker thoroughly?
Look, it's not here. It must be one of the prisoners.
Stolen it? Oh, that's not likely. Not from in here.
It's happened before. I want a cell search immediately.
Oh, no, just a minute. I don't think we should jump to conclusions until we've thoroughly searched this place.
Mr. Fletcher, one of your staff has been robbed. Now, are you going to do something about it or not? All right, stop work. All of you, move quickly and quietly to your cells.
Oh, no. What are we supposed
I
to have
don't
done
want
this time?
any lip from you, Burns. You'll just do as you're told. We're conducting a spot search of all cells.
Are we allowed to know what you're looking for?
Now, you'll know when we find it.
Well, that makes sense.
Come on, just move it. Quickly. We're looking for spots. Oh, come on.
Hello, stranger. How's tricks?
It'd be a whole lot better if I was left alone to get on with it.
Listen, honey, you don't look so good. You all right?
I'm all right. What's she been telling you?
Only the truth. Come on, B. This is Jude, remember? We've known each other long enough for me to know when something's wrong with you.
I'm just a bit tired. Maybe a few weeks in Riviera would fix me up.
Tiredness doesn't cause you to collapse, nor does it cause pain. Any fool knows that.
Well, are you satisfied?
Look, we're only trying to help you. It's just plain stupidity pretending there's nothing wrong.
It is my business.
Not anymore, it's not, love. Now, I've got an interest in this, too.
How do you think I would feel if something happened to you? Or Doreen or the others? You're needed around here.
Well, you're breaking my heart. And will you please leave me alone?
If you won't do it for your friends, at least do it for yourself. If you get treatment now, you'll fully recover.
Oh, bull. Now, don't give me that snow job because I'm not buying.
Well, you better buy this. I'm not leaving until you agree to get help.
Judy.
If you don't care about yourself, I do. Now face it, B. You cannot win.
All right. I'll go to the doctor, I'll go to the hospital, whatever you like. But please, please, will you just leave me alone?
I think you better have a look at this, Mrs. Powell.
Well, there's at least 3 months' buy up in there. Okay, Edwards, where'd you get it?
I was saving it up for a rainy day.
Don't give me that nonsense.
It's true, I'm a hoarder. I can't help it. Me dad was a squirrel.
Very funny. Okay, confiscate this lot. Anything else you find? Check on her friends, too. Is it still funny?
Hey, what's going on around here? Why are we being so... My God, what's going on here?
Just keep out of this, Bryant. And think yourself lucky that nothing much was found in your cell when it was searched.
Yeah. That's just what I figured.
And she still won't say where she got it?
No, but she wasn't too happy about it being confiscated.
I'm not surprised. But that still doesn't tell us what happened to that purse.
You know, Meg, I don't think any of the women took it. They were too off their guard when we were searching, and they didn't really know what we were looking for.
Yes, well, I am inclined to agree. But I think it'll cause resentment. Oh, I just wish Colleen wouldn't be so officious.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid she's always like that. Compromise is a dirty word to her. Well, surprise, surprise. Exhibit A, one missing purse.
Wouldn't you know?
Come to think of it, she did have it out here this morning before you came in.
Obviously forgot to put it back in her bag.
Obviously.
Well, it'll take Edwards some time to recover that little loss. At least we've cleaned up the racket, even if we didn't...
Right, you rotten bitch. You lost it for us. You can get it back.
What are you on about?
I'm on about you, you bloody lagger. I haven't got much time for people who suck up to the screws.
Now, you listen to me. I don't lag on anybody, no matter what I think of them.
Well, maybe it was your little helper.
You leave her out of this.
Well, she isn't exactly rushing to your defence, is she? Perhaps she's sulky because you're so pally with Powell.
You go to hell.
Sandy, please drop it. We don't know Judy had anything to do with it.
I know. You saw the two of them come into the dining room together. She was setting us up then. Why else would she be hanging around a screw?
You got it all figured out, haven't you?
Oh, too right I have. And I'll tell you something else. When we knock off work, you're going to get all our stuff back for us. Every last bit. Because if you don't, I'm going to take it out of your hide. Understand?
Hi. I had to see you.
Oh, is there something wrong?
No, nothing wrong. Quite the contrary, actually. Do you mind if I come in?
Yes, of course.
Right. Nice place.
Thank you. Oh, would you like to sit down?
So. Well, it's just that, well, Mrs. Davidson's due back tomorrow, and, well, I thought I'd fill you in on how she likes things done. Maybe I picked a bad time to call.
Well, as a matter of fact...
Well, I'll go if you're getting ready to go out.
Oh, no, I was just going to fix myself something to eat.
We could go out to dinner if you like.
Thank you, but no, not tonight.
I see.
You could stay here and have something.
Well, I'd love to, if it's not too much trouble.
Well, it's only eggs.
I love eggs.
Oh, not that again. They showed that 6 weeks ago. When are they going to show a decent movie or something? Phew. Hey, B.
Well, what is it? You don't want to watch that stuff. Why don't you and I have a little game of cards? 10 cents a match.
I'll make up a foursome if it's bridge.
Oh, no, it's a bit fancy for me, love. I'm more your poker type.
Not tonight, love. I'm not up to it.
Oh, come on, be a sport. Give me a chance to win back that $5 million you won from me last week.
I said no. Why don't you listen to me? I'm tired, don't you understand?
Oh, well, sure, but I thought...
Oh, what's the point? I'm going to bed.
Bed? It's only 7:30. She's never done that before.
Maybe the company's not good enough for her.
Watch your mouth, Burns. What Smith does is her own affair, so keep your nose out of it.
All I said was...
I heard what you said, and you're way out of line, so shut up.
Pardon me for breathing, but I didn't know you liked her so much.
I respect Smith's right to privacy, and you'd better do the same. I'm not having a little punk like you making smart-ass cracks about her. You're not in the same class.
It's none of your business.
What did you say? Come on, out with it.
I said it's none of your business.
Well, that's just where you're wrong. Everything that goes on here is my business from now on. You'd better get that through your head right now. And that goes for the rest of you.
Well, I'll put the water on for some coffee. Are you sure you've had enough to eat?
Well, that depends on what you're offering for dessert.
Seriously.
Seriously, that was a really great meal.
Thank you. When I first left home, my mother gave me this little book entitled 50 Golden Ways with Eggs. It's come in very handy over the years.
You don't talk much about your past, though, do you?
No, well, I suppose that's because there's a lot I don't want to remember. You know, if I don't talk about it, it'll all go away.
Is that part of the reason why you've been giving me the brush off over the past couple of days?
I'm sorry, Jim. It's just that I have the knack of always picking the wrong man, or they pick me. I've already had a couple of disasters. I couldn't handle another one.
Oh, I've been called a lot of things in my time, but never a disaster before.
You know what I mean. I was interested in you from the start, but you really scared me off.
Me? How?
Well, you didn't give me time to get to know you. I didn't know which way to look. I don't want to get hurt again. I'm not ready for a commitment.
No, I don't think I want a commitment either.
So why did you come here tonight?
Right, for the omelette, of course.
Do you really like eggs, or are you just humouring me?
No. I love eggs. Especially for breakfast.
You're impossible.
Now, don't laugh at me, Janet. I'm serious. I really do love being with you.
Well, how do you like your eggs for breakfast?
Ah, and to me, I get room service as well.
But you're dressed.
Beautiful and observant. What a combination.
But I'm not dressed and you're ready to go.
I think you look great just the way you are. Sorry, love, but I've got to get going.
Well, what about breakfast?
No, I haven't got time. I've got to go home and change. I'm back in uniform today, remember?
Well, at least have your coffee and say good morning properly.
Yeah. Sorry, love. Good morning. That's good.
The kiss or the coffee?
You all right this morning?
Oh, yes. Why wouldn't I be? I mean, only last night.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to thank you today. Last night was marvellous, really. The meal, the company, everything. I think it's what we both needed. But, well, all good things must come to an end. Business before pleasure and all that. See you later.
Oh, Jim, how nice to see you. Do come in.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Davidson. I didn't realize you were here.
Yes, I am a bit early. Eager to get back into the job, I suppose.
I see.
Anyway, what about you? It's a bit early to start the day, isn't it? I hope you haven't been setting a precedent for me to follow.
No, not at all. It's just one or two things that I've got to sort out here.
I see. Well, why don't you sit down and tell me what's been happening? I know it sounds odd, but I really have missed this place.
Yes, I can imagine. Anyway, it's good to see you back.
Oh, I appreciate you saying so. But it seems I needn't have hurried. Obviously, Wentworth has been in very capable hands.
Thank you.
Not at all. The department has kept me posted on most of the major developments, but these last few weeks haven't been altogether easy. Yet you seem to have handled things very well.
Yes, we seem to have had more than our fair share of traumas recently.
Yes, the Goldman girl's suicide was extremely unfortunate. Still, you did all that you could.
Well, I wonder. I keep thinking that maybe I missed some sort of sign, that maybe somehow I could have prevented it.
Oh, it's easy to be wise in retrospect. I don't think anything you could have done would have changed the outcome. If it makes you feel any better, the department was extremely impressed with the way you handled the entire episode.
Really? I always thought that Douglas didn't have much time for me.
Well, if that was his opinion in the past, it certainly isn't now, which makes your resignation all the more regrettable.
Yes, well, I was going to talk to you about that, Mrs. Davidson. I've decided not to go through with it.
Oh, Jim, I am glad. I know you wanted that Barnhurst posting, but the position of Deputy Governor, it's extremely important, particularly at a prison like Wentworth.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now, I'm going to need an hour of your time later on today. I want to discuss staffing, and I'd like your opinion on several new ideas I have.
Well, we can talk about it now if you like. I'm not rusted on for an hour or so.
Oh, I'm afraid this morning's out of the question. Perhaps after lunch?
Well, whatever time suits you.
Incidentally, how's Lizzie Birdsworth getting on? I was sorry to miss her release. I hope she hasn't had any problems adjusting.
No, she seems to be settling in okay, though it's hard to tell with Lizzie sometimes.
Oh, good. Well, if that's all.
Yes, well, that seems to wrap it all up. I'll just collect some of my things.
Oh, good morning, sunshine. I'll be waiting for you. I want to have a talk.
Couldn't wait till breakfast. I've made up my bed yet, and if Powell catches me, she'll be on to me.
This won't take long. I've got a little job I want you to do.
What sort of job? I don't want to get into no trouble, Sandy.
Come on, you'd help a mate, wouldn't you?
Of course I would.
Well, that's all I'm asking you to do. And while you're helping one of us, you'll be giving the screws one in the eye too. So what do you reckon? Be in it? Good.
Well, I really think Edmonds is the one to watch. I mean, she's not educated like Peterson. She's awfully bright. She seems determined to take over, and for some reason, B. Smith isn't lifting a finger to stop her.
Yes, that's what worries me. It doesn't sound like the B. Smith I know. I understand you get on quite well with her.
Well, she doesn't give me any trouble. I don't think she's as black as she's painted.
Perhaps. Anyway, I'm glad to see that you've adjusted to the position so well.
I wouldn't say that, Mrs. Davidson. I'm afraid I couldn't cope at all when I first arrived. I almost gave up and resigned.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. Well, let's hope you don't have any more doubts for the rest of your stay. Now, let's see what the ladies in the laundry are up to, shall we? Good morning, ladies.
Oh, Mrs. Davidson? Oh, you look real good after your break.
Well, thank you, Hazel. How's everything with you?
No, could be better, I suppose.
Well, you know, I'm always willing to listen if you have any problems. That applies to all of you. I see there are some new faces since I was last here. In time, I hope to speak to you all individually.
Mrs. Davidson, I don't think you know Edwards.
No, I don't believe so. Sandra, isn't it?
That's right.
And how are you settling into Wentworth?
Oh, well, it's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live here.
Well, you'll just have to think of it as one long visit, won't you? Well, Doreen, how are you?
All right, I suppose.
Miss Conway tells me you're quite a budding artist.
Yeah, she reckons I am.
I believe you've entered an art exhibition.
Yeah.
Well, let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Oh, well, I do need some charcoal, and I just thought...
Is it bad?
Oh, it's not good. I think Sister Franklin ought to see you.
Well, you better take her to the hospital straight away, Miss Conway.
Come on, Louise.
Ow, that hurts.
If you just keep the hand still for more than 2 seconds, I'd have it finished in no time.
Well, go easy. Then this is supposed to be a hospital, not a bloody torture chamber.
Oh, Edwards, the pain can't be that bad.
Oh, I'm going to be scarred, aren't I?
Not necessarily. You have borderline second-degree burns. With the dressings I'm using, you may not even blister.
Oh, don't talk about it. You're turning me stomach.
There we are. Good as new. Now, I'll have to change those dressings every 6 hours for the next day or so. After that, it should show a marked improvement.
Oh, well, what about the pain? How are you going to make the pain go away?
Edwards, you're young and healthy. Your pain threshold can't be that low.
I don't know anything about that. All I know is I'm in bloody agony and you've got to give me something. I mean, that was a steam press, you know, not... Oh!
All right, if it's really that bad.
Yes.
But I won't be able to give you anything very strong, not without a doctor's prescription.
Not even in an emergency?
I'm afraid not. But these will help. I'll give you 2 more this evening if you really need them.
Oh, thanks, sister. I'm really glad you were here. The bandaging's pretty good, too. I'm feeling better already.
Well, I think you find they work even better if you swallow them with some water. Holding them in your hand doesn't usually do much good.
Oh, yeah, well, where do I get the water from?
I'll get it for you.
I wanted to be a nurse once when I was a kid. About 12 or so, I think I was.
Excuse me, sister, could I have a word?
Oh, is it important?
Well, I don't know. I've got Hazel Kent outside. She claims she got food poisoning from breakfast this morning.
Well, I don't think that's very likely. No one else has reported it.
Well, I think you better have a look at her. She's doubled up in pain and claims she wants to be sick all the time.
Oh. Any fever?
I don't think so. I don't know.
All right, I'll come.
Good.
Now, you just lie down there and rest for a while. I want to give you a tetanus shot.
Tetanus? Hang on, it was the press that got me, not a mad dog.
Edwards, it's just a precaution. I won't be a moment.
God, sister, help me, will you? I'm dying.
Oh, I don't think so. Now, just sit up while I examine you. Where's the pain?
It's in my stomach. I feel like 100 red-hot knives have gone straight through me. Tell you, I'm dying.
Oh, I doubt that. There's no fever. Your pulse is a bit high, but there's no indication of food poisoning.
I tell you, I'm real crook.
There's no perspiration. Your respiration's normal. Tell me, what makes you think it's food poisoning?
Well, it'd have to be. I mean, I went in and had me breakfast, and a while later the pain started. And I got spots in front of my eyes, too.
Oh, spots, eh? What colour?
What?
Mrs. Barry, what was on the menu this morning?
Oh, well, there was porridge, toast, tea and coffee. The porridge was a bit overcooked, but I had some myself. It certainly wasn't off.
There you are. You see, it can't be food poisoning, or Mrs. Barry'd have it too.
But I feel so sick, like I'm going to throw up all over the place, you know?
Well, that's the answer then. I'll give you an emetic to induce vomiting. You'll empty your stomach of its contents and feel better in no time.
No.
Just keep an eye on her, Mrs. Barry. I won't be a moment.
Certainly.
And Kent, think yourself lucky it's not a stomach pump.
How's Hazel, sister?
Oh, I think it's just a bad case of malingering. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to give her an emetic to clear her stomach out.
Well, if anyone can fix her up, you can.
That's funny. Oh, here it is.
Something wrong?
Mrs. Barry, would you come here, please?
Yes, sister.
Some drugs are missing from the medicine cupboard. I think Mrs. Davidson should be informed.
Missing?
Yes, they've been taken. Look, see for yourself. The bottle's empty.
Well, what was in it?
Pethidine. 8 altogether.
Oh, that's dreadful.
Yes, I keep a log of all prescribed drugs. It's a government rule. No one's had morphine for months, and I stock take that cupboard every week.
Well, who else apart from yourself would have access to that cupboard?
Well, there's only one person who's been left in this room unsupervised.
Now, hang on. Nobody's going to pin this on me. I don't know anything about any drugs. How do we know you didn't nick them yourself? You could be running a racket on the side.
Oh, that's enough, Edwards.
No, it's not enough. I came here for help because I was hurt. I didn't even know there were any drugs. Why would I pinch them? I'm no junkie.
I'm sorry, Edwards, but you're going to have to submit to a body search.
Oh, hello, Lizzie. I thought you'd be sick of this place by now.
Nah, it's me home away from home. I see they've put you back in the ranks, Mr. Fletch.
Yes.
Does that mean that Mrs. Davidson's back?
Yeah, she got back this morning.
Well, what do you know? I bet a lot of people are delighted about that, eh?
Ecstatic. Now, can I do something for you, Lizzie, or you just come here to admire the uniform?
Of course not. I've come to see Bea. Can I talk to her?
No, I'm sorry, Lizzie. Bea's working the braille machine this morning. Now, I've got strict instructions she's not to be disturbed on any account.
Oh, please, Mr. Fletcher. I've got to talk to her. I've got to talk to someone. Oh, can't you stretch your point just this once?
No, not this time, Lizzie. I don't make the orders anymore. I just enforce them.
Oh, I don't know what this world's coming to. I've spent more than half my life in here, and now I'm treated like a bloody old stranger. Well, could I see Dor?
Well,
Please, Mr. Fletcher.
All right, Lizzie. Sign in and I'll get an officer to take you through to the interview room.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fletch. You're a real good sport.
I realize you think you have a genuine grievance.
I know I have. It's a blatant victimisation. I wouldn't mind if it was a fair cop. I'd come clean and take what was dished out. But this is a frame and it stinks.
Nevertheless, you did have access to the missing drugs.
Look, Mrs. Davidson, I've been stripped and searched from head to foot. I didn't have any drugs then and I don't have them now. So why the big lecture?
This is not a lecture. It is simply a discussion. A chance for us to put our opposing points of view.
Discussion? You must think I'm stupid. Where was the discussion yesterday when your screws pinched our buy-up rations? If
I find you have a genuine grievance, then I assure you they will be returned.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
I give you my word on that.
All right, then.
I am sure you will concede that the missing drugs must take top priority. There will have to be an official inquiry.
Does that mean I get dragged over the coals again?
We'll see. You are new here, Edward, so I'm prepared to make allowances for you. I sympathize with your injury. But I give you fair warning, I will not tolerate any abuse of my authority. Is that clear?
Perfectly.
Very well. You may go.
Oh, Lizzie, you look great. Gee, I missed you, you old bugger.
You're a sight for sore eyes yourself. Mwah. How you been, love?
Oh, not real good. See, everything hasn't been so crash hot since you left.
Gone. Couldn't get on without me, eh? I knew the place would go to pieces once I left. Oh, God, I wish I could be back here with my old mates.
Oh, you wouldn't like it, Lizzie, honest. Everything's changed.
How do you mean?
Well, for a start, Bee's not top dog anymore.
Oh, get away having me on.
No, it's true, Lizzie. See, these new prisoners came in and one of them, Sandy Edwards, well, she just pushed Bee out and took over.
Oh, I bet Bee didn't go down without a fight. I bet there was one hell of a punch-up.
But see, that's it, Lizzie. There wasn't. Bee just didn't do nothing. She's not the same anymore. She's just out for herself and she's no help to anybody.
Oh, well, what am I going to do? Bee's always told me what to do. And if she can't help me, oh, good, I've had it.
Well, what is it, Lizzie? Maybe I could help you.
It's that mongrel, Gordon. He's trying to put me in the nut house. I've been able to handle him so far, but didn't Bee tell you about that plant that was moving and all them strange phone calls? He's trying to scare me out of Sid's house.
Oh, she never said a bloody word. And you mean she didn't do anything to help you?
She just told me to lay off the booze. And honest, door, I haven't touched a drop. Oh, I don't know what to do.
You can't count on anybody but yourself in this world, Lizzie. They all let you down sooner or later, and you can't let that pig get his grubby hands on Sid's house. You've got to fight him. You're the only one who can do it. There must be some way.
But how? You've seen him. You know how clever he is. God, he could talk me under the table.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking about having a chat with him. I'm talking about playing a few of his tricks on him. You've got to fight fire with fire. Anything, as long as he doesn't win.
Yeah. I get you. And I think I know just how to do it, too.
What are you thinking of, Lizzie? You look like the cat that swallowed the mouse.
Not a mouse, door. A bloody big rat.
Hi.
Well, I was going to have a cup of coffee, but if you'd rather be on your own...
No, please stay. You're just what I need at the moment. How's your crying shoulder?
All right. What's the matter?
Oh, I don't know. Hurt pride, mostly, I'd say. Maybe I was getting a bit attached to that desk.
Oh, well, you'll have your own one day.
You think so?
Of course. You've proved you can do the job. All you have to do is be patient. It'll happen.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to inflict this on you.
It's all right. I don't mind.
You're very special. Did I tell you that this morning?
You were in such a hurry this morning, you didn't tell me anything.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Let me make up for it. Thank you very much for a wonderful night. I'd like to see you again very soon. Only this time, I'll cook the eggs.
I can't think of anything I would like better.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Davidson. How are you?
Lizzie, what a pleasant surprise. I hear you've settled into Sid's house very nicely.
Yes, there's a garden and everything. And now that I've sorted things out, I won't have any more problems.
Problems, Lizzie? I hope you're not in any trouble.
Not anymore, I'm not. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to fix things once and for all. I'll see you later, eh, Mrs. Davidson? Hanging on the wall. 10 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there be 9 green bottles hanging on the wall.
Ah, there you are.
Trying to scare me to death again, are you? Well, you're wasting your time.
Yes, well, speaking of time, you're just about to run out. I want to know what you're going to do.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
But don't play games with me. I want a straight answer.
I'll tell you when I'm good and ready. Don't you worry, you'll find out soon enough what I'm gonna do. In fact, you may find out sooner than you think.
What are you up to now?
Never you mind, I'll keep in touch. And if you'll excuse me, I've got something very important to do. One green bottle hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall.
Come on, I tell you it's important.
Look, I've done all I'm going to do. Swallowed that rotten gunk sister gave me. I've been throwing up for an hour. Look, Sandy, just leave me alone.
It was worth it, you'll see.
But I feel terrible. Couldn't even eat my lunch.
Where's your sense of adventure? We put one over on the screws, didn't we?
How do you figure that? The whole thing was a stuff-up. We didn't get a thing out of it.
You've got to learn to trust your Auntie Sandy.
What are you doing?
Take a look.
Cunning bugger. I'd never thought of looking there.
Neither did they. I told you I'd get them, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, but when they said you had to be stripped and everything, I thought you'd miss out.
Barry's an amateur.
Struth. What are you going to do with them? Sell them?
Drugs are for fools and pushes are worse. Remember that.
Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Who are they for, then?
B. Smith. She really needs them.
B? Well, what are you going to give them to B for?
What kind of question's that? You've known B for years. Do you want to see her in pain?
That's not the point. She's not top dog anymore, you are. And top dogs don't go around helping one another.
That's just where you're wrong. As long as they're on the level with me, I'll always play straight and fair by them. I'd much rather have them trust me than have to use strong-arm tactics.
But B's just not the type that you can go around doing.
B can't hurt me anymore. I can afford to be generous.
Suppose you know what you're doing. But if I was top dog,
Well, you're not, so don't go getting any ideas. I'm not stupid, Hazel. I'm tying up all the loose ends. In fact, even the governor's prepared to play ball with me.
Mrs. Davidson?
Yeah. We're going to get back all the stuff that was confiscated yesterday. She told me so herself. Now do I know what I'm doing?
You sure do.
Yes, well, that would seem to work. The union won't object.
No, I don't see why. It's the same number of hours. Of course, having Meg back will make all the difference. Ease the strain a bit.
Yes, thank goodness.
Well, I doubt whether Colleen Powell would second that. I think she resents Meg.
Oh, really? Well, how was her attitude towards you? Did she cooperate?
No, not entirely. No, I hate to say this about her, but I think she's her own worst enemy. She's so power-hungry, she doesn't care who she tramples to get away.
Well, that's a pity. I did have high hopes for her when Vera left, but apparently she hasn't lived up to expectations.
No. Still, on the credit side, there's Janet Conway.
Yes, I believe she had some trouble settling in.
Yeah, she got off to a pretty shaky start, but I think she's over it now. I think with a bit of experience, she'll make a very good officer.
I'm certain she will. In view of her past, she must have had some difficulty adapting a position of authority, particularly as she'd spent some time here as an inmate. Still...
Inmate? What are you talking about?
Well, some years ago, she spent time here as a remand prisoner. Of course, she was innocent and subsequently acquitted, but... Well, surely you must have known, Jim. It's in the department records.
No, Mrs. Davidson, I didn't know. Nobody bothered to tell me.
You do understand, love. I have to. Hello. This is Elizabeth Birdsworth. I've made up me mind. Yeah. Come over and I'll tell you.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines.